Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Teatime Thots, the channel where we discuss thoughts and drink tea. Hey, we are on r/choosing beggars today, where beggars apparently can be choosers. First beggar. Christian family of 4 searching for our forever home. We have been living with family for 9 months, waiting for God to provide a house we can use for His glory. Praying for, 3,000 square feet, 1 acre plus, partially wooded, within 30 minutes of Eastman, under 300,000. In Jesus' name. I don't know. I feel like you should be waiting for God to provide you with some employment so you can buy your own damn house like everybody else has to do.
Damn right!
We're not going to ask anyone to buy us a house because that would be really awkward and uncomfortable. So instead what we're going to do is guilt everybody that reads this newspaper into considering ponying up a fund to buy us a new home that we can use for God and His glory. I mean, this is so bad. They're literally not even thinking about people who are legitimately homeless, who don't have family and friends to help them, who are living on the streets. They're not worried about those people. They have a roof over their heads, but it's not their own roof. Their forever home. Oh, gracious Ignatius. Next beggar. Folks, this is what my in-laws sent for the holidays. My husband and I are both shocked year after year. This year is particularly bad. Now, my husband is an MD, and I'm a teacher, both based in the New York City area. In-laws are retired dentist and pharmacist in Miami. We sent 2 nice Sherpa jackets for Dad and Mom. Wait, hang on. Why would you send people living in Florida Sherpa jackets? I kind of feel like if all of your gifts are this poorly thought out, they might just be sending you piles of crap to troll you at this point.
Stop it.
1 leather pouch from Portland Leather and a facial care set from a German organic brand, all well wrapped with notes. We're both getting really tired of getting somehow basic gifts, almost no thought put into it. I want to stop the gift exchange, but my husband just keeps responding, "Thank you." How do you guys think about this? We're really not looking forward to anything they send anymore. It's kind of a choosing beggar. I have a few thoughts about this. First of all, I have some questions. I'm going to ask them. Let's see what they got. Okay, so we have some socks, which I don't know this brand, but they're cute, right? I see some oven mitts. Dreidel. Game of dreidel, interestingly enough. What is this? Is it hand soap or is it a drink? I can't tell. And then we've got, it looks like a barbecue scrubber, some kind of hand cream, I think, and whatever the hell those green things are. I don't know what they are. Yeah, so I have a few thoughts about this. I don't know if I'd exactly classify them as choosing beggars, because it really does look like that's the kind of stuff that you give at an office party. So my mother is a notoriously terrible gift giver. I love you, Mom. Like and subscribe.
Hetero, get your ass down here! What? Don't what me when I call you. You say yes, ma'am! You're such a bitch. What did you say? I have an itch. I love you, Mommy.
She does not know me at all. She does not make an effort to understand the things that mean anything to me. I'll give her lists of things that are well within her budget, and then she tells me I'm difficult to buy for, and she ends up sending me things like a statue of an angel holding a kitty. I'm not religious, and I don't do angels. I never have. I don't really understand it. I've also told her never to buy me clothing, which she promptly does. I don't have a lot of room in my house. I don't even want gifts from her because I've got limited space. Like, look, this studio is one of the biggest parts of my house. And it's not even so much that it's the thought that counts, because I think with some people, they don't put any thought into it. And it's almost like the gifts that some people give are a badge for how little they have bothered to know anything about you. And I find those gifts kind of offensive. So in that sense, I sort of get it. And these really are just generic. This is something that you would pick out for a coworker when you draw names for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Gifts should be given in the spirit of, I know you, I know what's important to you. I've taken the time to get to know what's important to you because I care about you. Here's a show of how much I know you and care about the things that are important to you by giving you something that you would find useful and that would make you happy. So yeah, that can just make you feel like you're just not appreciated. And it's like, why would you get me a gift at all? You haven't put any thought into it. You don't know me. You don't bother to get to know me. Just send cash. You have to send something, just make it cash. So there's that aspect of it. I don't know what she means by basic gifts, but this is where I think she's being kind of a bitch, because people don't have to spend a lot of money on you in order to show you that they care. If someone went to a used bookstore and bought me a copy of a book that they knew that I really liked and that, I'd lost or, I didn't have anymore, that would mean more to me than if somebody bought me a car that I've never expressed interest in. I'm not gonna lie, I would take the car. But you know what I'm saying. This is a perfectly fine monetary value of gifts. They're both retired. Granted, they're retired from very lucrative professions, but who knows how they manage their money throughout their careers, and now they're on a fixed income. So I think expecting somebody to blow a ton of money just because they used to be a pharmacist or a surgeon or a doctor or whatever is super self-centered and shallow. So I'm hoping that's not what's going on here. And the idea of basic is more what I was saying earlier, which is they don't care about our personalities or personal tastes at all. They just buy a bunch of stuff. They send a bunch of stuff. I hope that's what she's talking about. So I think this one's kind of like an onion. There's some layers to this, and I don't want to go into speculating. As somebody who has a very close relative that knows nothing about me, does not bother to get to know anything about me, doesn't ask me questions about myself, and gives me a crap ton of stuff that has no relevance to me, my interests, or my life, when I've repeatedly begged this person to just please don't send me anything, I get that frustration so intensely. However, it's not about how much is spent, so I really hope she doesn't mean that. Next, beggar. Okay, you guys might want to buckle up for this one. This one's, it's gonna piss you off. It's gonna really piss you off. This pissed me off so terribly. Spoiled, horrible cousin made my grandma cry at Christmas. My grandma always tried to get all her children the same gift, and grandchildren the same gift, because she never wanted anyone to feel slighted. That always backfires, but it's really sweet when little old ladies do that. And again, the last post, obviously it really does sound like I'm contradicting myself, because if you get everyone the same thing, clearly you don't know. But when it comes to little old ladies and kids, the generation gap is so huge that sometimes little old ladies are going to struggle to figure out exactly what a 10 or 12-year-old child's going to want. Plus, it's still cute, and I love little old ladies, so no shade on her. But one Christmas, my cousins were still young, 10 and 8, and the rest of us grandkids were teenagers. My grandma asked my aunt what her kids would like, and was told a fishing pole for the 10-year-old and a sun Care Bear for the 8-year-old. The Care Bear is called the Funshine Bear. Funshine, and it was my favorite bear! She went all over town looking for this Care Bear with my mom and found it. Christmas Day rolls around, and when Tracy opened the present, my grandma was so excited. Seriously, this one is rough. Buckle up. Immediately, Tracy turns to my grandma and says,
"This is the wrong one."
My grandma says, "Oh, I thought you liked the Sun Care Bear." Funshine Bear! No shade on Grandma. She doesn't need to know the names of the Care Bears. But OP, you should. Tracy says, "No, I don't like this one. I wanted the, I think it was the Rainbow Bear." The Care Bear! Care Bear! Oh, I'm gonna Care Bear stare you right to hell. OP, not Grandma. My grandma awkwardly looked at my aunt and said this wasn't the right one. And my aunt said, "Oh no, I thought for sure I told you Rainbow Bear." Grandma doesn't know who the Care Bears are. How would she even know there was a Sun Bear? Auntie f***ed up. Auntie fucked up and said the wrong bear. Auntie f***ed up and said the wrong bear because Grandma does not. This is what I'm saying when I'm saying old ladies buying for little kids. They don't know from little kid toys, right? Unless they're actually raising a little kid of their own, they don't know from little kid toys. So if Grandma knows there's a Sun Bear, even if she doesn't know its name is Funshine Bear, if Grandma knows there's a Sun Bear, someone told Grandma Sun Bear. That's what happened here. And it's pissing me off because they're throwing Grandma under the bus, and this is not cool, but it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse though. I'm fuming. You will be too in a second. Then my aunt turned to Tracy and prompted her, But don't you like this bear too? Tracy's now in the midst of a fit. That's right, you read it here, guys. 8-year-old child is in the midst of a fit on Christmas because she didn't get the right Care Bear. I don't know about you all, but by 8 years old, I was not throwing any fits. None whatsoever. I was 8. I was a preteen. Almost a preteen. I mean, come on. Tracy is now in the midst of a fit and says with disgust that
she doesn't know what to do with it because she doesn't want it.
All right, where is it? Why haven't they found it? Make 'em want nights. You promised, Daddy. You promised I'd have it the very first day.
You're going to be very unpopular around here, Henry, if you don't deliver soon.
One debt to society later.
my grandma was holding back tears as she took the bear back and said that she was sorry Tracy didn't like her gift. Can you imagine some crotch goblin treating you like this because you had the audacity to buy her a Christmas gift? And then this child is berating you to the point where she's almost making you cry. And your way of dealing with that is to turn to her and say, I'm sorry you didn't like the gift that I bought for you. And my aunt laughed and said, oh, well, you know me. I always taught the kids to be honest. Someone needs to be honest with Tracy. As a side note, this was the Christmas Tracy made my great-grandmother cry because she had a colostomy bag and passed gas. Tracy loudly stomps into the room saying,
Who did that? Something smells bad.
my great-grandma started crying out of embarrassment while my aunt simpered and quietly said, Trace, as Tracy repeated herself loudly over and over again. I still get so upset over this since it was my great-grandma's last Christmas with us. You know what I'd like to do to Tracy? I'd like to punch Tracy right in the, well, I have places I need to be, so that's all I have time for today. If you have any thoughts about these thoughts, please include them. So the more sarcastic, petty, and nasty, the better. Also, if you disagree with anything I've said or you'd like to add on to anything I've said, please let me know in the comments section. I'm always open to having dialogue. If you have any comments to make about my channel in general, whether you want to tell me to keep up the good work, whether you want to criticize my lighting, or whether you want to tell me to go F myself, please drop it all down into the comments section because you'll pump the algorithm either way. And finally, if you want to see more of my face, mash the subscribe button, click the bell icon, and that way you can be sure that you keep up on all my uploads into the future and you don't miss out on anything new. Have a great day, everybody. Tschüss.